Hey friends, how are you? I hope all is well. Thank you so much for clicking on to this video. I want to welcome you if this is your first time taking a yoga class. I want to welcome you back if it's not the first time that you are taking a yoga class. I just want you to feel safe and seen in this yoga class. So, all we're going to need today is your yoga mat and yourself. If you need to grab any of those things, go ahead and hit pause and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, let's do it. We're gonna start on the ground. So you can find yourself laying down, feet long, the width of the mat or maybe even more, so open up nice and big. Lay down on your back, reach your arms the same way as your legs, nice and open, hanging off the mat, or if that doesn't feel good for you, you can stay on the mat. Close your eyes, and then just take a second to wiggle around and move to make sure that you're comfortable. Take a big breath in. Take a big breath out. Now, whenever you take a yoga class in person or, online virtually, one of the most important things is your breath. So you'll usually find that classes start with a little bit of breathing before they move into the asana, which is the physical practice. So here we're going to do that. A moment of stillness on our backs while we breathe. And don't worry about putting on a fake yoga breath. Just breathe deeply. That's all I'm asking. Here we go. We're going to take 5, and I'm choosing the number 5 because 5 represents change. So let's go for it. Inhale. Let it go. Inhale. Let it go. 3 more. In. Out. Filling up. Emptying out. Here's your last one, biggest one you've got. Let it go. Good stuff. All right. Slowly start to open your eyes, blink a few times, and we're going to stay right here to wiggle the toes, move the ankles, wiggle the fingers, move the wrists. Both of those things at the same time. Maybe you want to crack your toes, crack your fingers. Just make sure that you're acknowledging the feet, the hands, because they are interchangeable in your practice. There are going to be times where your feet mimic your hands, and there are going to be times where your hands are busy, so all you got are your feet. Let's take about 4 more circles and scrunching. 3, 2, and 1. Finding a little bit of stillness there. Good. Bring the feet to the center of the mat. Pull the right knee in towards your chest. Keep your left leg long. You can interlace behind the thigh or you can interlace over your shin. I'm going to leave that up to you. Left leg is long, flex through the ankle so that your heel reaches forward, your toes are looking at you. That way that leg stays active. Now from here, think about pulling the right knee towards your right armpit. So not too much coming to your face or your chin and not too much reaching all the way to the side. Lining it up, knee, armpit. You can point the right toes, you can flex, whichever feels best. Keep breathing as you pull little by little, centimeter by centimeter, nothing too nuts. Keep on breathing, right? We started that way, so we can continue that way and eventually finish the class that way. Take one more breath in. Release it. Good. Right leg is gonna go down, switch it out. Flex through the ankle, keep it active, pull the left knee in, same thing. You can hold at the back of the thigh or shin. Slowly but surely bringing that knee a little bit closer to the armpit, maybe on every breath. You decide. One more time, filling up. Empty it out. Good. Release it mid-grip. Let the left leg go long. Nice. Keep the legs long, both of them. Flex through your ankles. And then I want you to think about reaching your arms all the way out like a capital letter T, palms face the ground. So turn your head and look left and right. Your arms might actually be down on a diagonal. Lift them up so they're at your shoulder height. Once you find that, suction cup the ground with your fingertips. We're gonna go back to the right leg. Pull it in, take it across the body now. See if you can keep those right fingertips on the ground, if you can suction cup and not let your shoulder lift. It will lift maybe like a centimeter, but I don't want you to roll over onto your left side. Now, if your knee does not touch the ground, who cares? That's not the point. The point is to get a deep stretch on your outer right hip and your low back. So stay here, hold the ground, keep yourself shoulders on the mat. Keep breathing. Left foot should still be flexed. One more time, inhale. Let it go, exhale. Really good. Come back to center. Reset yourself. Send the right leg out. Reach your arms again. Suction cup the ground. Flex through the ankles. Left leg comes in. Let's go to the other side. Oof. And whenever I do this stretch, I always get a pop in my low back. So if you feel that, that's all good. Same idea, don't worry if the leg is touching the ground. Try to keep the left shoulder down. Suction cup that floor. Breathe. One more time, fill up. Come back through center, and let's keep the left leg up. Add the right leg to match. You're gonna go for an early happy baby. Reach your arms inside of your legs, and once your arm is on the inside of your leg, take your hands and wrap them to the outsides of your feet. Open through the low half of your body. Happy baby. Now you want to imagine that your feet are on the ceiling and you're doing a squat. So if you were defying gravity here, knees pulled back and down towards the floor. You want to think about keeping your low back on the mat as well. So if your butt floats up to the ceiling, try your hardest to lengthen your spine. Press it back down. Same thing for the shoulders. You want to keep them closer to the mat, far away from your earlobes. And you can rock, you can stay quiet, you can breathe. Final breath in, final breath out. Cool. Release that happy baby. Feet flat, knees up. One more stretch and then we'll get up from the floor. You're gonna pull the right knee in again. This time cross your ankle over the left kneecap. Once you find your figure four, you're going to lift the left foot off the ground, flex, and stay there, no hands. Why? Because I want this to be active. You're pushing the left knee towards you. You're pushing the right knee away from you. So it's a energy shift. Right leg forward, or kneecap I should say, and left knee coming to you. Flexing through the ankles, you're gonna be doing the work the entire time. That way the stretch you don't miss the opportunity of getting the real stretch by just holding the foot and holding the leg. Keep breathing. One more time, y'all. Maybe pull the leg a little closer. Let it go. Left foot down. Unhook your right ankle. Let's go for the left ankle over the right knee. Same idea. Lift that right foot, flex and flex both ankles to protect your kneecaps. Push, push. Stay and breathe. Last one. Good stuff. Go ahead and lower that right leg. Unhook your left. Keep your knee in. Add the right one. We're going to rock and roll. So take about 5, however many you need, to be honest. Using your core, of course. Hands behind the legs or the knees. You're going to build momentum. Rock yourself all the way up to a seated position. Feet flat, knees high. Cool. Once you get there, see if you can find your sits bones. So we can locate those by moving the booty around on the mat a little bit. It'll feel like 2 bones that you're sitting on, not actually the meat of your glutes. Once they've been located, you'll notice that you're sitting up super tall. Drop your shoulders, lift your chin a little bit just so that you lengthen out everything down the spine. Your hands will look like starfish. They're gonna go behind you and fingertips look towards your butt. Walk your feet a little bit closer, and we're going for a reverse tabletop. You press into your feet, you lift your pelvis and your groin up to the ceiling, and you're gonna look behind you. Here we go. Take a big breath in as you lift up. Stay there for the breath out. 2 more. In. Out. Last one in. Last one out. Slowly rebend the knees. Sit down on your booty, lift your head, and take a moment to reset. Might be a little bit dizzy, that's totally normal. Take a second. Walk your feet back to the front of your mat and sit up tall. All right, bottoms of the feet together, cobbler's pose. Also known as like a butterfly shape. Once you get here, you're still on your sits bone, so wiggle around until you find it. It might feel like a lot for your hips when you let the knees fall out. So what you could do is, if you have a pillow, you can slide 2 pillows under the knees so that it has something to rest on. Or you can lift up through the groin, lower abdominals, sit up taller, and you'll notice your knees lift a little bit and you can actively hold it. Depends on what you're willing and able to do. Pillows, blankets, or engage through that core. However you are set up, forward fold. Keep your spine long. So instead of collapsing and going over first, I want you to get taller and lay over the legs. Keep the spine as long as you can. You're gonna notice the hips might wanna open up a little bit more, so you can stop with your hands, you can stop with your elbows. We're gonna breathe here again. And I hope you're seeing like the pattern. Every shape that we take, we stay and we breathe into it, because doing the shape is just not enough. It's breathing into the shape, using your breath to relax the muscles so they can stretch, right? Take about 1 more. And come back through center. Keeping the legs exactly how they are. Side stretches. right fingertips, they're gonna come to the ground. Left fingertips, they're gonna come to the ground. Right on your side, suction cupping the ground like you're holding a cupcake, just fingertips for now. Stay on your sits bones. Take the right arm, reach it up, reach it over, big stretch to the left. Now, here, let's talk about it. You wanna reach your fingers to the top corner where the ceiling and the wall meet. You also wanna pull the right hip down to stay on the yoga mat. That way you create the pull and the push on your side body. Keep reaching, keep pressing the booty down, keep reaching the fingers out. One more breath in. Exhale, come back up. Right fingertips to the ground, left inhale up and over. Stay where you are. Now try to find the same energy on the left. Hip down, fingers up and out. What's your right arm doing? Your right arm is bending, or you can reach your fingers out further so the arm is straight. Both are fine. Whichever is the comfortable one, do that. One more time. Exhale, come back up. Cool. Stay here. We're gonna twist, turning to the right side first. Lift up, finding the ribs, the shoulders, the face. Take a gentle twist. You don't want to use your hands yet to push yourself. Keep one hand in front, keep one hand in back, and you actively find that twist. Look over the right shoulder if it's available and keep breathing. One more. Nice, coming back through center. Stay tall, stay long. Same idea. Ribs, shoulders, face. Find that twist. Look over the left shoulder. Nice, y'all. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, bringing it back. Nice. Now we're gonna round to release the low back, and then we're gonna do all that again. So round through the back. Try to bring your forehead, top of your forehead or crown of your head to the bottoms of your feet. Ooh. Completely different stretch here. You're gonna notice the spine opening up, finding a little bit of space, a little bending. If you really look at your belly button here, you can release the neck a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. One more time in. Last time out. Okay, coming back up. Let's take that all over again. Fingertips to the mat, find your sits bones, sit up tall. Right arm, inhale, reach up and over, take your stretch. Bring it back to the top. Left arm up on the inhale, take your stretch. Back to the top. Gentle twist, turn. Look over the right shoulder. Bring it back. Gentle twist, stay tall. Turn and look over the left shoulder. Bring it back. Oof. All right, release the bottoms of those feet. Legs are gonna go long. Final stretch here. Flex through the ankles, still on those sits bones. So sometimes you might even have to move your glutes out of the way. Tall through the low back, middle back, upper back, shoulders are long. Reach up, take it over. Forward fold or seated forward fold. Your knees do not have to be straight. You can absolutely bend them slightly. Nice. Now, if you're looking forward like me, I'm going to invite you to drop your head, look at your yoga mat between your knees or maybe even your belly button to deepen the stretch for the final 2 inhales and exhales. So go ahead. Ooh. You're going to feel it down the back. Keep breathing. Last one. Good stuff. Come on up. You can cross at the ankles, push yourself over, or you can swing your legs left and right. Come up to your hands, come up to your knees. Okay, let's tuck the toes so we have some stability. Whenever your hands come to the mat for tabletop here, cat, cow, down dog, anything, you want to think about your pointer fingers looking at the top of the yoga mat, right? And then from there, the rest of the fingers fan out like a starfish, and you wrap your elbows in towards each other. So they might be out, your arms might even be bent. Straighten, wrap in. It's like you're wrapping your armpits closer to your body. Draw the shoulders back, and then make sure the hands and shoulders are lined up. So one straight line. Same thing for your knees and your hips. We can very easily sometimes come to a shape where the hands are way in front of us. And then anything we end up doing is a lot more challenging for the chest and front half of the body. So line yourself up, tuck your toes, lift your chin. So not to break the line of the neck, but to lift your chin enough so that you're not dropping it down in the other direction and breaking it. From here, we're gonna cow and cat. Starting with cow, drop your belly, arch through the low back, lift your heart, your chin, your chest, inhale. Exhale for cat, chin to chest. Pull the belly up, round through the low back. Do it again. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time, slow in. And out. Now you go on your own rhythm. You're more than welcome to stay at that slower pace. You're more than welcome to speed it up. You can also add to this, so maybe some circles over the fingertips, back by the wrists. And remember, your toes are tucked to help you with this movement. And if you go to the right, please make sure you go to the left. Wherever you are in your cow-cat, 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And your last and final little bit of movement. Find stillness still in your tabletop. So even here, you might notice that your arms are beginning to fatigue. They're getting tired. It's because you have half of your body weight held up by it. That's fine. This is preparation for what it'll feel like throughout the rest of class. Because again, your hands will be on the ground, and in some instances, it's going to be your feet or representing your feet. So from your tabletop, we're not done yet. We're gonna stay here and think about reaching the right arm all the way forward. Cool. Once the right arm is forward, shift your weight on your knees, send the left leg back. It's called a bird dog hold. It's a balancing and core shape. So pull up that belly. Dial the left toes down towards the mat, flex through the ankle, and really reach those right fingers forward. We're just gonna breathe here. We're just gonna tremble. We're just gonna shake. All of those things are totally valid. Inhale again and exhale. Keep pressing through the left. Feel strong through that arm, and if the elbow is bent, press the ground, rotate your elbow in. One more breath in, you got this. Exhale, right hand down, left knee down. Switch it out. Left hand forward, right leg back. Same idea. How's the belly? How are your toes? Rotate them down, draw the shoulders out of your ears. Keep reaching forward. Keep on breathing. One more time. Exhale, left hand down, right knee down, bring your toes to touch, send your booty towards your heels, child's pose. Child's pose, you can bring your forehead down to the mat. You can really release and let go into this shape. And this is a home-based shape. You can come back to this shape whenever you need a moment to rest. It's stretching, it's active, and you can release. So you don't need the go-ahead in any yoga class to come back to this shape. Same thing for this video. Whenever you need it, find it. One more breath. Okay, let's come back up. Hands and knees, and this time we're going to transition to downward dog. So make sure the pointer fingers are still looking at the top of the mat, elbows are still rotated in. Tuck your toes. This time you're going to lift your hips, press your heels. They don't have to touch the mat, but press them down towards the mat, and look at your ankles. All right, let's talk about down dog a little bit. We see it a lot, and we mimic it, we replicate it, but let's really talk about what it is. This is another resting shape, but this is obviously more active than your child's pose, but you can come here to rest if this posture serves you. So we already talked about those hands, yeah? Point your fingers forward, rotate the elbows in, same thing. Now notice, because you're upside down, you're not really drawing the shoulders down the back, you're drawing the shoulders up the back, right? So just keep that in mind. Same feeling, just you're upside down. Look at your ankles again to finish the line through the back of the neck. You want to think about your tailbone and your booty being the highest point in this shape. And then your knees slightly bent so you can stretch the belly of your hamstring instead of the attachment points right at your butt. This is your downward facing dog. The idea is to keep pushing the ground away from you. The idea is to keep tilting and lifting through the tailbone so you can stretch the legs. Stay here, breathe here. One more time. Good. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Take as many steps as you like. Once your toes are right behind the wrists, bend your knees more. Hands come off the mat to grab opposite elbows and take your rag doll. Exactly how it sounds is exactly how it should look. You should be able to swing and sway, heavy through the top half, dangling through the crown of your head and your arms, releasing, letting go, shaking out. This is really great for low back pain. Really good to let blood flow to the top of your head throughout the day if you're sitting a lot. One more inhale. Use your exhale to drop your hands to the mat. Bend the knees more, chin to chest, roll yourself up and take your time. There's no rush. Slowly, 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 slowly. Stand all the way up. Once you're standing, reach your arms out on the diagonal, kind of how we started the class, right? Palms face front, chin is lifted slightly. This is called Tadasana. This is the pose that all other yoga poses stem from, grow from, are created from. So, feeling your heels press down into the mat. Legs are firm, you squeeze your glutes. Arms are rotated in, which is pretty much the same thing I was asking in your tabletop, in your down dog, right? Shoulders draw down the back because we're standing up. Same thing if we were in down dog, they'd be drawing up the back, away from your ears. And then the chin, confidence, but also helping you to lengthen your spine. Breathe. Next breath in, reach your arms up. Palms are looking at each other. Exhale, bend the knees, take it back down, forward fold. Good. Halfway lift, my favorite. So very similar to everything we've been doing thus far. Standing up, bend your knees, keep them bent. You're gonna lift your torso so that it's almost parallel with the yoga mat. We wanna find it parallel to the yoga mat, but that might not be available in some bodies. So we're going as close as we can. Fingertips can stay on the ground or hands can come to shins for some support. Same idea, shoulders always bend, draw them back. Pull the belly button up and the ribs up because they might fall down. You might find that you're arching through the back. Lift and activate and use your back muscles. Tabletop right here, you should feel that stretch behind the legs in your hamstrings. And if you don't, bend your knees more, press your heels more, lift your back up another centimeter. Final breath in. Stay for the breath out. Again, filling up. Hands to the mat, let it go. Fingers pointing forward, step back to your downward facing dog. All right, 3-leg down dog. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Don't worry about touching the ceiling or height, just lift. Toes are gonna look at the floor. Your heel looks at the ceiling. Arms are the same as they've always been. Push the ground away, shoulders out of your ears. Bend the left leg just a little bit. Take a big breath in. Stay for the breath out. One more time. Inhale. Can you lift the right leg 1 more centimeter? On the exhale, you're gonna come forward to plank. Pull the right knee to your chest and step your right foot next to your right thumb. Take your time. As you find this shape, you can always use your right hand to move your right foot up because you want to find your ankle under your knee. Once you're there, back knee comes down. You can keep your toes tucked. Let's keep the toes tucked. Fingertips, like you're holding a cupcake. Lift your torso, your chin and chest. Send your pelvis forward, your booty forward. That's going to open up the left front hip. It's going to stretch the right hamstring. And breathe. One more inhale. Stay for the exhale. All right, let's get into the stretch part of this class. You might come back down to the palms of your hands, and I want you to shift your weight. Keep your left knee on the ground. Shift your weight, your booty back. Your right leg will straighten out just a little bit, can still be bent. Lift your toes up to your face. Bring your face down to your toes. This is your half split. Your left toes behind you, they are tucked for stability. Your knee on the left should line up with your hip on the left. Yeah? Breathe into the back of that right leg and take your time because this is going to be really, really, really challenging for 99% of us, right? Especially if you're a runner, especially if you sit at a desk majority of the day. It's a great stretch that everyone will feel. There's no one in a yoga class that'll say, I don't feel anything from this stretch. It's a universal one. Take your final breath in. Take your final breath out. Let's go back. Shift your weight. Plant the right foot, send the hips forward, walk back to those fingertips, and lift your chin again. We're gonna stay here. Back to that half split, palms down, shift the booty, shift the hips, toes up, face down. Think about keeping your right knee bent. You do not have to straighten it to get the stretch. Maybe bend your elbows to get a little deeper. Last breath in. Good stuff. Rock it back. Hands come forward. Listen carefully. This time you're going to tuck the back toes if you let them go. Lift your back knee. And now you're in a runner's lunge. So that means it's off the ground. When the knee is on the ground, that's your low lunge. Looking forward, maybe you give yourself a couple rocks to build momentum. Push to the top. Both knees are slightly bent for forward fold. Remember that halfway lift? Go ahead and find that again. Knees are bent, hands to touch the mat or your shins. Belly up, ribs up, shoulders back. Bend again, hands to the mat. Walk it back however many times. Downward facing dog. Whew, okay. Let's go for the left side. Fingertips look good. Pressing the ground away from you. Left leg lifts. Toes look at the mat, heel at the sky. Bend the right leg a little bit. Push the floor. Keep going. Breathe. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, come forward to plank. Pull the left knee towards your chest. Step your left foot next to the left hand. Same thing, you might step back a little bit with the right as you lower the knee. Keep your toes tucked. Left ankle, left knee, one straight line. Whatever you need to do to get those angles, go for it, right? Come up to fingertips, lift your chin, your chest. We breathe. This time opening the right hip, stretching the left hamstring. Good, one more breath in. Let it go. Hands to the mat, shift your weight. Send your booty back. Your hands can also walk back, yeah? They don't have to stay where they were for the low lunge. They can absolutely walk back a little bit, and then you can stay here in a new shape. Right knee, right hip, toes tucked for stability. Left toes up, face down, your knee slightly bent. Keep going, keep breathing. The intention is to breathe deeply, to stretch deeply, right? Here we go, looking forward, inhale. Bend the knee, come back to fingertips, your second set, low lunge. Maybe you can send the hips further forward. You might notice you need to walk your foot a little bit more to the top of the mat. Go ahead, adjust and move around. None of this has to be perfect. Yeah, I prefer that you take a minute to get into the shape and to find the alignment so that you can stay safe as you flow. Versus just trying to get into it and just staying still because you don't want to fuss. No. First of all, you're at home. So move around as you need so that you can get the benefits of this. And even when you're in class, please don't feel pressure to get it on the first go around. Move around, wiggle, find the shape. I love to move around in class. There's no one that's gonna, look over to me and try to get me to stop. I'm actually going to encourage them to move around. Like, you should wiggle a little bit. Last breath here. Let it go. Hands to the mat. Let's do it again. Last time. Walk it back. Half split. Think about pulling the left hip back. That'll help you stretch that hamstring a little bit more. Face down. Maybe bend the elbows for this last one to get deeper. Last breath, y'all. Cool. Look forward. Rebend the left. Hands come up. Back toe should be tucked. If not, go ahead, tuck it and lift the back knee. Runner's lunge. You rock a couple times to build up that momentum. Take a big push to the top of the mat. You're in your forward fold. Please hang heavy a little bit here. Bend those knees. Shake your head yes and no. Halfway lift, inhale, long spine. Pull the belly and ribs, don't forget. Nice, hands back to the mat. You're gonna walk it back, walk it back, walk it back, downward facing dog. So we're gonna do that one more time, a little bit up to tempo, just so we can build some heat. Not to say that we're not feeling the heat already, but just so we can really build it. It's called building tapas, building that fire inside. Building fire inside helps you to cleanse and purge from the inside out. And your breath is what helps you get rid of it, right? So we started with the idea of breath at the start of class. We breathe, or we're breathing in every shape. It was to help us stoke the fire that we're building in order to cleanse, in order to purge. Let's do it. Inhale, take the right leg up. Exhale, come forward to your plank, step forward. Lower the back knee. Inhale, lift your chin and chest. Exhale, it's your half split, send it back. Inhale, back to the front, bend your knee. Exhale, half split, send it back. Inhale, bend your knee. Tuck your toe, lift the back knee up. Exhale, push, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, walk it back, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale. Exhale, come forward to plank, step. Lower the back knee, inhale, lift your chin and chest. Exhale, half split. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, half split. Inhale, take it forward, lift the back knee. Exhale, push it forward, top of the mat to fold, get heavy. This time we're gonna stand all the way up. Inhale, roll. Arms reach high, palms look at each other. Right hand to left wrist. Pull up, big reach over to the side. Similar to what we did in that butterfly position, cobbler's pose, bring it back up. Left wrist, right hand, pull it up, big stretch. Oof. Stand tall. One more here. Hands come down by your side, interlace your 10 fingers behind your low back, right by your tailbone sacrum. Roll the shoulders away, lift the chin, the chest, reach your knuckles to the mat, 4 counts. Lift your chin, 3. Try to keep your wrists together, 2. Last one, open up the shoulders, lift the chin 1 more centimeter. Exhale, release the hands, forward fold. Bend your knees. Sit down on your booty. Whew. Hands behind you, feet flat, knees up. We're gonna take that reverse tabletop 1 more time for 4 counts. Feet are close, hands look like starfish. Press into your hands and feet, lift your groin. Let's do it. You got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the booty. Take a minute as you lift the chin. If you're a little dizzy, take your breathing deeper. Slow it down. Good. All right. Take your legs nice and long. Same way we started, same way we'll finish. Roll it back and down. Reach your arms out like a starfish. Again, you can stay on the mat or you can reach off your mat. Totally up to you. Move around, wiggle, make sure you're comfortable. Close your eyes if they're still open. Let's go back to the breath. Gratitude that we can breathe. Gratitude that we are alive, willing and able to move through a practice. That we're able to build fire within ourselves. That we are, open and receptive to things that are a little bit uncomfortable, like stretching, maybe even breathing. Slow the heart rate down. Melt into the mat, melt into the floor. And before I let you go, you can stay as long as you'd like. Please thank yourself. 2 words, say it out loud. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll seal the practice right here. 1 hand on heart, 1 hand on belly. We'll take our final breath in together. And on the exhale, we say namaste.